As real estate agents here in the Jackson Metro and through this channel, we have helped a ton of y'all make the move here over the last 5 years since we started the channel, and things have changed a lot in that time period. A lot has been going on in all the different places around town. And, you know, we help a lot of y'all. Most of y'all are looking into the suburbs. That's where most of y'all have moved. We've helped a few move to the city of Jackson. I think actually over the next little bit, I think more people will be looking to move to some areas in the city of Jackson. There's some good things going on there too, but that's a topic for a whole nother video. Today, I just want to look at what are the best suburbs today in 2025 going into 2026. We're about halfway through 2025, so I think we can start saying that now because there are some things that have changed. So I've got the top 5. We're going to run through the list, and it's not my list, but I've got a lot of extra information about all these and what has changed and what is going on in them that I think you're really going to want to know if you're thinking about making the move here to the area. And if that is you, you want to see more content about all these places, you want to see us getting out and show you the neighborhoods, the new homes, all this stuff, that's what we do here on the channel. So make sure you get down there, hit that subscribe button, and you'll see a lot more of that coming. And, you know, if you're getting farther along that process, you got some questions or you want some help actually getting it done, getting here, take down this number. You can call us, you can text us, you can email us. You can even break out your megaphone. And y'all know we will have your back making the move here too, or even around the Jackson Metro area. If you're already here, we can help you too. But y'all, we're talking about the top suburbs here, and we're going to start right into the list with number 5, and that is going to be in Brandon. So if we jump over here and I'll show you, Brandon is going to be on the east side of the Jackson Metro, right along I-20 there. And when I'm talking about Brandon, I am talking about 39042 proper city of Brandon in terms of this list. That could get a little more confusing. Y'all just go watch the channel. I've made videos about this before. But talking about Brandon proper, it is one of the bigger changes, I think, especially if I go back since I have lived here since about 2014 when I made the move down from Starkville here to the Jackson Metro. So at that time, I just don't remember a lot going on in Brandon. You know, just the downtown, there were a lot of empty places, you know, empty spots where things could go and they weren't there. Wasn't a lot to do in ways of entertainment. It's just kind of there. It's nice. Its own little small town, kind of almost separated from the rest of the metro, you know, doing its own thing, but it's still definitely a suburb, and it was just there. Well, in the last few years, it has come up a pretty good bit. You know, and I'll just show you, it does have A ratings, not a lot of nightlife. It hasn't added a lot of nightlife, although they did add. So now in that downtown Brandon area, you've got a lot of those empty spots have filled up. You've got Burgers and Blues, or Burgers, Blues and Barbecue, as the new name is. They say new. It's been that for several years now since they moved over there. But Burgers and Blues, you've got the Cleaners Pizza across the street from there, which is a really cool little concept. Jenna Bena's is a favorite. You've got a new Mexican restaurant down there as well that was really good that I'm struggling to remember the name of, but there are a lot of, you know, as originally I moved from Texas to Starkville back in 2008. So as someone from Texas, I feel like I'm qualified to say there are a lot of great Mexican restaurants around the area. And the one in downtown Brandon was pretty good too. So, but you've got all that there. You've also added the Brandon Amphitheater in that same time period, which has brought in a ton of big shows that it's been really cool to have that right there. I've been to a couple myself, but there's always things going on. They're really close to Brandon. You don't have to go to the city of Jackson or to Pearl to go, you know, entertainment venues. You know, you can still go over there. You can watch, you know, baseball. You can go to the outlets of Mississippi. All that's in Pearl right next to Brandon. But Brandon now has some things going for it that it didn't used to have before. It's also got a lot of great new development neighborhoods going on in there. Some that we have been here on the channel on our weekend home show, which we do. I'll put the whole playlist up at some point now or later in the video, or you can go to the channel and check out the weekend home show. We show you all the new neighborhoods and homes all around the area. And we've gone to a few there in Brandon. Collier Crossing is kind of a neat one. They're pretty close to downtown. That's one we went to recently out there. And there's also some older, really well-established neighborhoods like Cross Gates, which is just a massive neighborhood. If you want something a little more affordable, you don't mind a little bit older home. But, you know, you're in Rankin County School District, so schools here, A-rated, housing, you know, is pretty good. If I scroll down, it'll give me, I think probably add about 15,000 to that number or so for the median home value, but still fairly affordable. Maybe a little bit more than some of the other suburbs, but still going to be fairly affordable, especially if we compare that to national averages. But Brandon is one that I really like just because it has made a lot of growth and improvement over the last few years and really brought things into Brandon for people to do, for people to enjoy. So, and we've helped a lot of people move to Brandon. If Brandon's on your list, again, I'll pop that number up. But yeah, Brandon's got a lot going for it, but we got to move on down the list because we're going to get on to our number 4 spot on the list. And for this one, we're going to actually jump up on the north side of the Jackson Metro from the east to the north to Ridgeland. Now, Ridgeland is going to be right there along I-55. It's going to sit right there in between Jackson on the south side and Madison on the north side. And it's right here on I-55. It's easy. And you also have the Natchez Trace running right through Ridgeland, which is really nice. And here's something that you don't see. So when you look at a list like this, you won't really see this, but I'm going to tell you, Ridgeland could almost be 2 totally separate towns. Okay. And let me explain that to you. First, you know, they do have an A rating. You got A- on the public schools there. If the B- on the crime and safety, a lot of that's going to be more of your property crimes, shoplifting, because you do have a lot of shopping and things right there along county line and stuff. So you might see some of that. But I want to jump over here onto the actual map so I can show you. So if I click on Ridgeland here, you'll see the outline. This is the city limits of Ridgeland, and you see it kind of again, it straddles I-55. You got the west side over here, you've got the east side, and really this green area, a lot of stuff out there. So, you know, on the map, that's just kind of undeveloped area. Most of your development's in this lighter colored area here. And sorry for all the stuff that pops up as I scroll across this, but anyway, it's just what we got to deal with. I want to be able to show you this. So here on the east side, you have really a more laid back vibe. It's going to be a lot of more older homes, also some more affordable homes. So that is going on over here on the east side. You also get over here to the actual reservoir area here. You would get more expensive homes there on the reservoir, obviously, but still just kind of like that more laid back vibe. You got the really cool downtown area here, pretty much right where it says Ridgeland. That's a nice spot. Just come hang out. Some good restaurants down there. Kralaki's is one of my favorite, which is a Greek Mediterranean spot down there. So really good there. But then if you jump over here to really along into the west of I-55, and we're looking at Highland Colony, it's a totally different deal over there. I mean, it's upscale shopping, office buildings, higher end luxury, kind of mixed use developments like the township up here. Just some really, really nice high end areas. And then when you get to the west of that, some very nice higher end luxury homes. We're actually out here in Carlton Park, which is there to the west of this area. This is the Renaissance. So all your high end shopping, everything is right there at the Renaissance. Also, you see you got Costco down here and some other new developments coming on that. But then you have some really nice homes in there. You have Bridgewater over here, which is a much larger neighborhood, older, more established, with some really nice, very large luxury homes. If that is what you're looking for, you can get them. You know, this is really probably one of the bigger concentration of, you know, close to $1 million homes and over $1 million homes that we have in the area. We don't have a ton of them. We don't in the whole area, but this is an area where you will see a lot of those. And it's all right here on this newer side with all the new development. And now this might be just a little controversial, but you know, I'm going to put it in here anyway. Here it is. That Highland Colony area of Ridgeland, I think might be a little more fancy even than Madison. So there's your hot take. Hopefully y'all can argue about that in the comments, I guess, if you want to. Before I get done talking about Ridgeland, though, one thing I do really like is how bike friendly it is. That, of course, is on the Natchez Trace, but it's also a lot of the different roadways around. You have multi-use pathways along a lot of that where you can run, walk, or bike. So Ridgeland is a very bike-friendly city, which it has that in common with our number 3 city on the list. We're going to be jumping over to the west side of the Jackson Metro to Clinton for this one. And, you know, the last two I've talked about how much they've changed in the last, 5+ years. Clinton, I would say, has really not changed as much. It's just always been a pretty nice spot. You've had the nice little downtown area. And it's been pretty popular. So here it is on the list. Clinton, they've got it as number 1 in Hinds County, but there's Clinton, A rated, A on a lot of stuff, A on your public schools. Yeah, not a lot of nightlife going on there in Clinton either. unfortunately, I guess. But you know, they've got some things downtown. They've got a nice restaurant there, that 303 Jefferson. Kralaki's opened up another spot downtown in the Old Town Clinton area. So there's a lot of similarities between Clinton and Ridgeland. Clinton also is right there along the Natchez Trace. Scroll up to the map there, you see the Natchez Trace running there. So if you want just a beautiful drive, you just want to get out and drive, it's a really nice drive. You can drive all the way down to Natchez. You could technically drive all the way to Nashville if you keep on going, but you could make it a little shorter trip and drive up to Ridgeland and the reservoir up that way. But Clinton does have the nice little downtown area there. It's got some nice new developments as well. If I go back to the map and we get out of Ridgeland here, come over to Clinton. So there's Clinton for you. You have the new Continental Tire, which opened up a few years ago. So some job opportunities out there in Clinton. But you've also got a lot of new developments coming here off of Pine Haven on the north side of Clinton. A lot of your more older, more established neighborhoods kind of here to the south side of the Natchez Trace and south of I-20 as well. And your newer development there on the north side of Clinton. We actually went out to a neighborhood out there a while back. There's a few, D.R. Horton, the national builder that's come to town. They are building out there in Clinton as well on the north side. And we went out there and checked out some of their homes recently on the Weekend Home Show. So Clinton does have some new growth. I don't want to say it doesn't have any new growth, because it definitely does. But you know, just there's a lot to love about Clinton. You also have Mississippi College right here too. So if you got, if you're coming, or if you've got a student, you know, a kid that's coming to school, they could be coming to Clinton. That's where they'll be, right there at Mississippi College. One more little point, you know, if you're looking and you're maybe going to be working over in Vicksburg, I know the Army Corps of Engineers is over there with Erdick, and you know, it's not a bad commute from Clinton over to Vicksburg. So if you want to be in the Jackson Metro, kind of have easier access to all the stuff that's over here, but not have that long of a commute to Vicksburg, you can get that in Clinton. So Clinton's been a really popular choice with a lot of people for those reasons, and just for the fact that it's also really conveniently located here to Jackson. So if you're gonna be working in Jackson or even in Ridgeland, Madison, it's just really easy to get to all of those places from Clinton. And with that, we're almost to number 2 on the list. I'll remind y'all, if you're looking at these, you're trying to make a move to them. If you've got questions, even if you're early on in the process, we don't mind you reaching out early. We have a lot of people do that. We actually love it because we can start guiding you early on. Even if you end up not making the move here, you know, it's beneficial for us too. So reach out to us. You can call us, text us, email us there. We would love to help you out. And I'm going to help you out by jumping on to the number 2 spot on the list. And this time we're going to actually be going back to the other side of the area, back to the east side this time. And we're going to my own personal, I'm heavily biased favorite, because this is where I live, and that is Flowwood. And Flowwood is number 2 on not just this list, but also the best places to live in Mississippi. So there you go. And Flowwood now has got an A+ rating. So that has come up. It didn't used to be like that. A+ public schools. You will be feeding into Northwest Rankin, which is part of the Rankin County School District, same school district that serves Brandon, but they have their different, you know, zones. So this would be the Northwest Rankin zone. So you've got a lot of stuff there that's, you know, a lot of rankings that you could like about Flowwood. Flowwood, y'all, I have a lot of experience with Flowwood, so I can tell you Flowwood has been booming, okay? It has probably been booming more so than a lot of the other areas around the metro. Flowwood, and the one little, you know, I told you I'm going to give you a little bonus at the end of this if you stick around. That bonus and Flowwood probably are 2 of the biggest ones that have been just blowing up recently. But if you look along Highway 25 or Lakeland Drive coming through Flowwood, there's been a ton of developments, new restaurants, and new things are coming. They've cleared out a lot of land there. It's all coming. You've got the Water Point development, which is kind of like a new town center type area for Flowwood, because Flowwood really developed more just, you know, as a suburb bedroom community type place. There was really no downtown area. But that's coming. You know, they've got the Water Point there. That development is coming along. It's taking a little while to kind of pick up and get some steam to get going, but it is coming along. But there's a lot of stuff here, a lot of good food, a lot of your medical options if you need access to doctors, specialists, things like that. A lot of those are in Flowwood. But here's the thing about Flowwood. You know, when we talked about Brandon, if I pull back up the map over here, you'll see, so Brandon proper down there, also the airport right here, super convenient to Flowwood. It's basically in Flowwood. It's technically not. It's not in Flowwood, but it basically is. The airport is right there, really easy to get to from Flowwood. But if I click Flowwood, you'll see Flowwood just kind of runs right along Highway 25 for the most part. And technically it runs down here to Highway 80, although probably most of the locals really think of this more as Pearl, just because that's where all the stuff in Pearl is. But technically it runs down there. But most of your Flowwood residential is right here. And I would say most of your Flowwood residential is actually sitting right here outside of Flowwood. And that's just how it has shaken out. These will actually have a Brandon address up here along. This is Pelahatchie Bay. There's a house, older houses along that through here, some older development, some relatively newer stuff, and some new stuff going on out here on the north side. There, Arbor Landing, we actually got a new house we got with a new builder. This list is coming along out there. It's going to be really nice. But we've been out here in these places a lot on the Weekend Home Show, showing y'all stuff in Flowwood and Flowwood adjacent. You've also got Castle Woods, which is right here just outside of Flowwood. So Flowwood is really more commercial when you look at stuff in the city of Flowwood. And it's almost like the residential part of Flowwood is mostly actually sitting right just outside of Flowwood, which could be pretty nice depending on exactly where you go, because you might get to basically have the benefits of being in Flowwood, all the places, restaurants, things to do. And then you can just kind of be out here and not pay the slightly higher property taxes that you would pay if you were actually in the city of Flowwood. And then, you get all the shopping, everything here, Dogwood area, all my favorite restaurants. Most of them are right here just because it's where I live. I think Canova Smokehouse Barbecue has got to be the best barbecue in the state of Mississippi. That is right there. And you have some new stuff. So you'll benefit if you are in the city of Flowwood. You benefit from being right here by the reservoir. You've got new restaurants. You had Shaggy's open up a few years ago. You've got the Backwater Grill, which is over down this way over on Spillway Road. And there's a new one up here on Fannin Landing Circle. I just saw spring 2026. They said waterfront dining is coming up there. So a lot of growth, just tons of growth and development in Flowwood. New high school built a few years ago. That Northwest Rankin is it's only a few years old. A really nice campus that they got there. So there's again, a lot to love in Flowwood. It is just one of the probably fastest growing, I would think, got to be areas in the entire metro. So it's easy to see why it made the number 2 spot on the list. But then number 1, do you have your guesses in? Do you know? Did y'all make some guesses in your mind? What do you think number 1 was going to be? Well, if you guessed, you're probably right, because it's pretty much on the list almost every time we go look at these lists. And that is, of course, Madison. Here we go. Madison, number 1. Yeah, number 1 best place to live in Mississippi. And I will say this, they know it, okay? They know it in Madison. They know they're the number 1 spot. Madison is unique, though. You get a different look at some buildings. They've got a lot of things they do to keep that look. Going into Madison, and they've been expanding. I talked about Ridgeland had the biking and walking trails. They've been expanding some of that in Madison too, and it's nice because they do pretty much connect to each other. It's just right on the north side of Ridgeland, so that's nice. But you see A+ ratings, a lot of A ratings all around. I'm surprised they got the B-. I'm trying to think of like the nightlife scene of Madison, and I can't think of it. If you're local and you know the what's going on with nightlife in Madison, y'all tell me about it, because I'm surprised it got a B- there. But a lot of good things, a lot of good rankings to love there in Madison. It's just easy. You're right there on I-55. It's easy to get around. And Madison has had a lot of growth too over the last several years, especially out this way off of Highway 463. Which the locals will tell you probably needs to be wider, but it's kind of hard to widen it. So I think they're having difficulty with that, and that's why instead they're doing this over here. So if you come out this way, you'll see this road running right through here. This is Reunion Parkway, and you see that's also Reunion Parkway. How about that? Where they're actually working on connecting these across here and making this a little bit more of a useful thoroughfare there for people to get through without necessarily having to use 463 so much. So I think that is much needed because there has been a ton of growth. Reunion specifically has just grown by leaps and bounds. I don't know if I switch over to the map here, you'll see it, but you see all this is all new stuff that's developing there in Reunion, all that there, all the new homes. There's been a lot more new homes up this way too. When you get to the north side of that, you really kind of get out of the city of Madison. You see with that line there, and you get in the Gluckstadt, the Lake Caroline area, all those places up there, and those have had tons of development as well. But Madison, it's always on these lists. It's always making the top spot or one of the top spots. And, it's got everything you need there in Madison. You've got Sam's, you got a lot of different restaurants. You've got easy access to everything in Ridgeland. So everything I said good about Ridgeland It's basically right here in Madison too. And they're just really particular. They're planning, their city planning. They do some things. If I have one complaint about Flowwood, it's the city planning could use some adjustments. Now we just got a new mayor, so we'll see how things are going to go in Flowood. But the city planning in Flowood has not been great. Whereas in Madison, they're very particular about what goes where and who comes in. So by doing that, they kind of curated Madison, and so really no wonder that it is the top. In Madison, as far as homes, you do have, in the kind of older part of Madison here, you do have some more affordable homes, a little bit older homes. They're again on the east side, similar to Ridgeland, but as you get more on the west side and the north side of Madison, you get into a lot of that newer development. So it is going to be a little bit, pricier, more expensive, bigger homes, things like that as you get out that way. So those are our top 5 suburbs, but I did promise you some honorable mentions. So here they are. Thank you for sticking around. Drop me a like if you like this video. Let me know in the comments which one of those suburbs so far is on your list of potential places to move to. But here you go. Honorable mention has got to go to Gluckstadt. Now, Gluckstadt, newly incorporated. Okay, Gluckstadt has been kind of an unincorporated area, but a couple years ago, they did officially become an incorporated city. So I officially can call them a suburb. I don't think niche.com has found out about that yet, so you don't see them on any of the list. But you have a ton of new development going on here, both commercially and residential. Actually, a massive commercial development is coming along here. It's going to have some really cool stuff right there in Gluckstadt, but a ton of stuff going on here, both in and just outside of Gluckstadt as well. Again, you're kind of up against that Lake Caroline area, so a lot of stuff is going on there. We've been out there and on our weekend home show, showing you a lot of the new development too in the Gluckstadt area. And then kind of over here to the east of there, this is where you get that the West Lake area. We've been there a few times on the weekend home show. So just a lot of stuff going on out in this area. So definitely cannot leave out Gluckstadt because you are in the Madison County School District again. Highly rated schools there. Niche.com does know about that, the highly rated schools, because they've got them here. Germantown High School is rated number 2 best in the Jackson area. So they're finding out. They just, I don't think they know that Gluckstadt is its own actual town now, but that is one of my honorable mentions. And the other one, actually, it did almost make the official list, but it was number 6 on the list. And I want to include it because it's really, I would say it's really not a suburb. It's really more of a small town adjacent to the metro area. And that is Raymond, actually. Raymond's really nice. And it's out in Hinds County. If you want that small town vibe, okay, you got that in Raymond. You've got Hinds County Community College out there. There's a great little wedding venue spot. We went and we did a video. We did a whole video in Raymond. Go check that one out. I think it gets left out a lot, and I could mention some others. Flora, Pearl, surprisingly didn't make this list right there in the middle of everything downtown. There's some other ones that could easily be on there. But you let me know. Is there one that you think should have been on the list? Put that down in the comment. I want to know about it. But if you want to see what all these places look like, the neighborhoods, all the new homes coming up in the area, y'all go check out our weekend home show playlist. We do that. We go show you all these things. I think you'll like it if you're thinking about moving here. Go check it out. See you there.